Hey guys, Merry Christmas, and this is going to be my Sonic 3 review. Sonic 3 is a movie that I was really excited for. In case you haven't heard, Sonic 3 basically introduces Shadow the Hedgehog, which, as you can tell by my shirt, he's super cool. I'm a huge fan of Sonic Adventure 2, which is sort of what the plot of Sonic 3 was loosely based off of. That game was like my childhood essentially. Besides like Sonic Adventure 2 and Melee, those were my two games on the GameCube. I still have my original copy here. Growing up, it was a lot of role playing with like, oh, I'm Tails and I have the Cyclone and I built that out of Lego with like the Walker, or I'd go through these different stages. I had the playlist for the game soundtrack on my MP3 player. Like it's still on my Spotify playlist. Like Sonic Adventure 2 was like peak game for me and my childhood. So that context is obviously quite important to know as to where I'm coming from when it comes to talking about the Sonic 3 movie. Now, the question might be, should I watch it? And in my opinion, I do think it kind of depends on how interesting Sonic as a character is, how interesting Shadow as a character is for you. But in general, if you're a Sonic fan, there's not a lot to be unhappy about. I mean, the movie was, I think it was great. I thought a lot of it was very funny, some really epic moments, a lot of Easter eggs that if you're a big long-term fan of Sonic, you'll definitely be able to catch. It is still a kids movie though, which means that there's going to be some sequences and some types of jokes that I would find personally a little immature for me. In particular, I think the act 2 for the movie also felt a little gimmicky, where it felt like they sort of wanted to take you to like a specific setting or give these characters like a certain moment, and the plot was kind of written to be kind of conveniently taking you towards there. But sort of besides that, Act One was fantastic. The setting was beautiful. The moments all landed, and I would say for Act Three, while there were opportunities where I felt like they could have done just a little bit more, I think it's still sort of hard to find myself being unhappy with the visual splendor and soundtrack and all the little moments that came with Act Three. Revenge Guac is probably my favorite joke in the movie. I did find the gun headquarters and the gun troops to be just a little underwhelming. And then one of the fights near the end featured a number of sort of like lower tiered enemies when I felt like they could have picked it up and added, I don't know, like big lizard or something. So, would I recommend it? Absolutely, if you're a Sonic fan. Definitely, you don't want to miss this. Even the Chow Garden reference in the trailer and how it shows up in the show, I found that was so funny. If you're interested in Sonic as just like a franchise and you don't really know why people resonate with it, honestly, Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic 3 is the gateway for a lot of people to get into the fandom because of, the story, Shadow the Hedgehog, his relationship to Maria, the Chow Garden, how Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all kind of like work together as a team. Like all of those themes that make the IP what it is today, in my opinion, came from the Sonic Adventure 2 game. So I would say that if you have an interest in some of that, I'd recommend watching the movie for sure. If you're not really interested in Sonic as like a franchise and as an IP, and you don't really care why the character is gonna have the left the legacy that it currently has, and you're just looking for like a kids movie to sort of enjoy and watch, I think Sonic 3 might hit that, but at the same time, it's like it is ultimately still a movie about the characters, and I can see how it might not be as interesting. Like I wouldn't say like to someone who doesn't know anything about Sonic, I wouldn't tell them that like this is a must-watch movie. It's that good where it's like critically it like tells this amazing emotional story. Like I don't think it's quite at that level. But if you're interested in like the IP and you're interested in, you know, Sonic and Shadow, and you know the cast of like Shadow being played by Keanu Reeves and all of that, then yeah, I definitely recommend giving it a watch. Would I personally watch it again? I would say yes. I don't know if I would want to watch the whole movie. I think I would want to watch a bunch of the highlights and a lot of my favorite moments in that movie again. Um, as I mentioned, I do find the Act 2 and the middle feeling like a little slow and a little plot convenient. It reminds me a little bit of Return of the Jedi. And I guess that's sort of the result of it being the third installment in the trilogy. Yeah. But I'm very much looking forward to re-watching some of those moments at the comfort of my own home. And there you have it. That's my review for Sonic 3, a fun movie for Sonic fans that will make you very happy if you're a Sonic fan. If you're not a Sonic fan, it might get you into it if you've had interest in it before, but if not, then you know, it's just a fun kids movie at that point. Watch it if you want to. Don't feel like you missed out if you did. Also, this is a new channel, so I'm still kind of figuring out things. I don't know if I want to do movie reviews or more photography stuff, but we'll be figuring out content as we sort of go along. I'm just here to sort of practice speaking and to make new videos. So if you like this type of content, please leave a comment and sort of let me figure out what you want to hear from me next. All right, thank you. Bye.